I have an opinion that is not very. I've heard it put out there, but not very popular. I think all drugs, even heroin, should be legalized.
Say that again.
I think all drugs, even heroin, should be legalized.
Say that again.
I think all drugs.
Say that again.
All drugs, because then it can be regulated. It can be controlled. You can't control heroin in an unregulated market. That's why all this shit was coming in from Afghanistan, and now they're blaming fucking pharmaceutical companies for, or not pharmaceutical companies, pharmacies for dispensing pills that doctors ordered. It's all just a big farce. So yes, all drugs should be legalized.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the People's Choice Podcast. It's episode 41. I have a special guest here. I'm here with the host, the founder of Sessions with the Jester. I'm here with the man, Jesse. How you doing, man? Great to have you on here.
My podcast.
What was that?
Thank you, sir. I'm doing well. Thank you, sir. I'm doing well.
Awesome. So let's start from the beginning. I always try to get like a little icebreaker. So where are you from and what was your upbringing like?
I grew up in Asheville, New York, on a farm. I'm a farm boy.
Awesome.
Got married right out of high school. Then that fell apart. I was in a car accident. Was in a coma. Lost everything and just had to start all over again. And now I'm getting back on my feet, getting shit rolling the good way, I hope.
Awesome, man. I'm glad things are getting better for you. Sorry you went through that. That's a little personal. How long were you in a coma for?
A month.
Oh, man.
I suffered a traumatic brain injury.
And I'm so sorry to hear that, man. But I'm glad that things are definitely, working out for you now. You're actually getting back on your feet. So when did you start podcasting?
A little over a year ago, I started it.
Who was some?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say, like, who was some of your influencers?
I heard Joe Rogan signed a $100 million deal, and I'm like, damn it, that's my goal.
Shout out to Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan and Louis J. Gomez. I'm a big RAP fan. Skankfest, all that crew, I guess, is what influences me.
Awesome. And I'll ask you, when did you realize you wanted to start doing it? Was that exactly like when you saw Joe Rogan sign the $100 million exclusive deal with Spotify?
No, I had been wanting to start podcasting for a while. I didn't know how to start it. I didn't know how to get my RSS feed. I didn't even know what an RSS feed was. I'm like, well, how do I get my podcast published? And then I heard again, it was Joe Rogan. It was Dave Chappelle on Joe Rogan. Talked about he used Anchor.fm to put his podcast out. So I'm like, boom, there you go.
Yeah, and that's what I used to. Anchor, shout out to Anchor, because they make podcasting a lot easier. They'll give you the tools you need, the outreach, distribution, all that good stuff. It's just up to you to produce the content. So what's one of your biggest challenges? Really just starting podcasts. I know you've been doing it for a little over a year.
I didn't want it just to be a flash in the pan. Like I wanted something that would stick, that would be worthwhile. I didn't want to. This is gonna sound lazy, but I didn't want to have to work to get the content that I want. Because I didn't want it to seem forced. So I realized that the news outlets out there, the news media, they aren't being honest anymore. Like CNN, they're notorious for lying. NPR, that's what I that's what I do my podcast on every morning. NPR. They're always telling whatever special story to fit their narrative. And I'm tired of the bullshit, and somebody needs to be there to call them out. And that's I figure is my job. It's my calling.
So I'm glad you stepped up to that because there's a lot of fake news out there, fake media, and I've seen some of your stuff on Roku on the 716 channel. That's pretty amazing. How'd you get on Roku?
I got on Roku by honestly just busting my ass. I was I haven't had a car since my accident. I don't really like driving. So I was walking all over the city I live in, Jamestown. Just walking, hitting businesses, just trying to sell whatever I could sell. I think at the time I was doing a credit card processor. Just walking, just trying to sell. And this one guy, he saw me out working, saw me out hustling, trying to get the money. And he's like, I got this idea. I'm like, well, who are you? He's like, well, my name is, I don't know if he wants to put out there. He's like, but I've written songs for Lil Wayne. I've written songs for Ghost Rider. I've written songs for, he's got a whole list of people out there he's written songs for. Mm-hmm. And it was his idea to do the channel. He just brought me on board to help him promote it and get it out there.
Oh, man, that's what's up. It's crazy how you just, doing your thing, trying to make it, and then you happen to run into somebody and opens up a big door for you. It's pretty impressive.
I've always said, it takes 10 years to become an overnight success. Mm. So I'm just, you got to put in the work, and the universe knows how much you have invested. That's why you're not going to get very far if you're fucking people over, just stealing and lying and cheating. You're not a good person. You're not going to get very far because the universe knows what you have invested. And in my show, I preach, having strong moral character, just, being a good person, and don't tell me what the fuck to do, because I'm not hurting anybody. I'm doing me.
True that, man. That's true. That's some real talk right there. I think all my peeps still definitely appreciate that. So what advice would you give to fellow podcasters that find themselves either struggling or hard to stay motivated?
There was a point where I was just like, you know what? I'm just yelling into the void. I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not getting nothing. Because when I started, I had no idea what was going to happen. I just knew that there was a pathway, and if I got on that pathway, let's just see what happened. So just my advice would be just keep going. Just keep moving forward, because you won't fail if you never quit.
So true, man. I like that. So, and I know you're really heavy into cannabis. It's actually a part of your show. So, what's your favorite strain? Like indica, sativa, hybrid?
I prefer a sativa because I've always said weed motivates me. If I don't do something when I'm high, I feel it's a wasted high. I need to accomplish something every time I'm high. So I would prefer sativa, and I don't even really know, because I haven't had the money yet to pick and choose what kind of bud I get. I just get what I can.
I hear that. So do you prefer edibles or just traditional, like smoking it?
I've recently gotten into edibles. You need to be careful with edibles. You can smoke weed, you can vape weed, and you can eat weed. All of them have different highs. Every last one of them has a different high. I prefer smoking. I do. I prefer smoking. Right now, because it's just, I'm kind of down financially. A buddy of mine gave me all of his trimmings after he harvested. So I just grind those up and I put those in my vaporizer, and Jesus, you get high as shit because there's still all those crystals on those clip trimmings. Oh no, I forgot what you had asked. Oh, I prefer smoking. I prefer smoking.
Awesome. So does it bother you with all the research that's out there that, cannabis still has a pretty bad rap and it's still illegal in many states?
You know what? Does it bother me?
Mm-hmm.
No, because after doing the UFC, the Up First commentary for so long, for a year now, people are stupid. Like, people are just ignorant. They refuse to follow the facts. They make up their own facts, and so I'm not angry. I mean, you can't fix stupid. I'm a huge I'm a huge I'm a huge fan of Darwin's law, survival of the fittest. I mean, if you're dumb and you can't survive, good. You can't pass on your genes. Is that harsh? Maybe, but well, there's a lot of stupidity in this world that just needs to be gone.
Do you think it'll ever be legal across the U.S.? Like, certain states, like, of course, Colorado and California are notorious for it, but like, do you think it'll be legal in all 50 states one day, recreational and medical?
Um, Now, again, like I said, people are stupid. Now, if you look at the facts and you look at history, then it just should never been made illegal. But
Yep.
thanks to Harry Anslinger and all that, it should have never been illegal. So it should be, yes. Will it ever be? Honestly, no. I have an opinion that is not very. I've heard it put out there, but not very popular. I think all drugs, even heroin, should be legalized because then it can be regulated. It can be controlled. You can't control heroin in an unregulated market. That's why all this shit was coming in from Afghanistan, and now they're blaming fucking pharmaceutical companies or not pharmaceutical companies, pharmacies for dispensing pills that doctors ordered. Um, it's all just a big farce. So yes, all drugs should be legalized.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna turn some heads for my audience when they see that. They're like, "What?" but
but my point is, you cannot regulate something if it's illegal. You can only regulate it if it's legal.
mm,
The only if you're the only regulation on something that's illegal is that it's illegal and you can't have it. So if you have it, well, you're illegal. Oops. And I don't understand it.
yeah, and I think that would actually be a really great topic. I think in like a sessions or something because you're gonna have so many people that feel like they understand what you're saying as far as you got to regulate. But then you got the others that are like, well, I lost family members due to this, from overdosing or from whatever. So they just want the stuff off the streets and off, the world completely. So that'll be an interesting discussion.
With it being illegal, has that happened?
No.
No. So make it legal. Make it able to be regulated and then see what happens. I mean, if you make it, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was gonna say, don't you feel if you would make it legal, it would tempt more, I guess, kids or people, young adults to like, oh well, it's actually legal now. Let me go try some, whatever, and then they're strung out, stuck on it, or may even die. Like, do you feel that could be like a possibility why they wouldn't try to legalize it?
Would you? Would you go out and try heroin if it was legalized tomorrow?
No, but back to your point though, when you said people were stupid and they were like, "Well, I always want to try."
That's Darwin's law. If you're stupid enough to go do heroin and get hooked on that shit, well, you're not going to last very long in this world. So good, die, bye. Like I said, it's cold, but it is what it is. Fuck you, pay me.
Oh man, I haven't seen that movie in a while.
I hope it's okay that I curse.
No, you're good. I mean, we're on the internet. I just let my guests be themselves. But back to cannabis, because like I said, it's a big part of your show. What are some of the benefits that you get from like smoking?
Well, because of my brain injury, without cannabis, I was up and down emotionally, emotional roller coaster. So for me, it's like a mood stabilizer. It keeps
Gotcha.
me on an even level all day long, and it helps me sleep. And it doesn't makes it more difficult for me to be upset. I guess is what it does.
Yeah. So one thing I like to, well, there's two things I like to ask every guest I have on my show, but one of them is, what's a hidden talent that your friends, family, or fans don't know about you?
I can juggle.
Awesome.
I can speak Spanish. Well, my family knows that. Um, I don't really have a lot of friends anymore. I lost a lot of friends in my divorce.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I guess I speak Spanish and I'm bilingual and I can juggle.
All right. So, and one thing I like to ask too is quotes. I'm a big quote guy. I know not everybody really into it, so I just like to ask though, like, what's one of your favorite quotes or sayings that was just drilled in your head that you lean on during the good times or the bad times?
I do a quote of the day every day on my podcast.
Yep, I remember. Yep, I seen one. What's your favorite though?
It's never been on there, but Frank Sinatra, man, I did it my way.
Good one.
I did it.
That's a good one. So, where can all my peeps and future audience or listeners find you on social media to follow with your show?
I am on Instagram. I'm the promoting jester on Instagram. Jester's promoting CO. And on Facebook, I am also the Jester's promoting CO. There's it. And then on we're Jester.
Awesome. Oh, and don't forget Roku for all my Roku people.
Oh, damn. My boy, he be beating my ass. Oh, there we go. Now
Yeah.
they're back.
Yeah, it ended up freezing when you was giving the Roku shout out.
So download channel 716. You have to spell out channel CHANNEL 716. Don't forget to download channel 716 on Roku. You have to spell out channel CHANNEL 716. Right now, it's loaded with classic films that maybe you've never seen before. I had never seen Nosferatu. I have seen that now, and there's plenty
about that.
There's plenty of original content coming.
All right, that's awesome, man. Is there anyone that you want to give a shout out to for always being there and supporting you?
Yes, my girlfriend. It is her birthday today, actually. Happy 41st. Ooh, I probably shouldn't have said that.
A happy birthday from the People's Choice.
Miss Rebecca White.
Awesome. I want to just thank you for giving me, the time to interview you. I had a really great interview, a lot of great questions. Is there anything that you want to last say? Any closing statements?
Just I wish I could. I'd like to get guests on my podcast, but I don't know how to do it yet. How I do it because with the UFC, just the bitching. I don't want to get people pissed at me.
I got you.
Forgot what I was. But no, I appreciate you. Thank you very much for having me on and letting me get my word out there. And follow Sessions with the Jester and download channel 716.
Awesome. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. That's Sessions with the Jester. And that's episode 41. Peace out.
Awesome.